History says it could be another decade or even longer before inflation gets back anywhere near 2%. Today, we are going to break down October's inflation data and what it could mean for the road ahead. The Consumer Price Index for October was 7.7%. That remains close to the 40-year highs we've been seeing for the past year. It's also the fourth consecutive month that CPI's rate of increase has declined. Does this mean our inflation troubles will soon be a thing of the past? Two prominent asset managers say not likely. In fact, according to their research of inflation's historical behavior, our troubles could just be beginning. They reviewed all instances where inflation surpassed 4% in 14 developed economies from January 1970 through September 2022. The national economies examined included those of the US, Canada, France, Germany, Great Britain, and Japan. Among their findings, the pair found that 70% of the time when inflation surpasses 8%, which happened in the US earlier this year, it continues on to a level of 10% or higher. Also, in cases where inflation reached at least 8%, the median period of time it takes to get back down to 3% is nearly 11 years. So based on inflation's historical behavior in economies like ours, we may not have seen peak inflation yet. On that note, it's worth pointing out that several key component indexes of October's CPI still reflect tremendous upward price pressures. The fuel oil index jumped nearly 70% last month on a year-over-year basis, and the shelter index, which represents 1/3 of CPI, made its biggest monthly jump in more than 3 decades. Plus, as one UBS economist points out, a lot of people got really excited about the slowing of inflation back in March. A lot of people got really excited about the slowing of inflation in July. And neither of those turned out to be sustainable slowing. The two asset managers I mentioned earlier certainly weren't surprised by the Fed's projections. In summarizing their research, they declared that the Fed inflicted serious damage both to the microeconomy and to its own credibility by following a too easy policy for a dozen years and then continuing its transitory messaging as inflation lofted past 6%, then 8%. In the same way, we don't know if inflation will take 10+ years to return to Earth. They have this blunt message for us all. We are fools if we allow our hopes for a rapid dissipation of inflation to become our central expectation. That's why I suggest you take this opportunity to learn more about what's going on in the economy by attending our one-on-one educational web conference at AugustaPreciousMetals.com/webconference.